Hello and welcome back to Warsword Conquest. We're here in the tournament area because, yes indeed, I actually did forget that someone told me that you may be able to get Advanced Ignore Pain as a Herald of Khorne. And as you can quite clearly tell, we have the ability to do that. 15,000 gold for it. Well, that, in my opinion, is very, very good. And as you can see, we have no more skills to learn. But Advanced Ignore Pain is absolutely fantastic. That is so incredibly powerful. It's really going to make a huge difference for us. Because here's the thing. If you don't know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but if you don't know, obviously I didn't know this until someone actually told me a while ago, but anyway, regular Ignore Pain, as far as I'm aware at least, gives you 4% damage absorb or 4% damage reduction per point of Iron Flesh. Right? 4%. And Advanced Ignore Pain gives you 6%. So you're getting a significant amount of damage absorb increase. And that's really going to make a huge difference in general. Anyway, okay, here we go. Now, I'm just going to... I actually don't even know what to level with this guy, to be honest. I'm actually thinking right now, should I even... I shouldn't even bother leveling his athletics, in my opinion. I think I should probably just continue going for strength. Because, here's the thing. If I level his agility, I'm going to need to get him to 15 agility to make this work. I don't think that's going to be particularly useful. However, I mean, he's got 18 Weapon Master already as well, which is kind of crazy. So, I mean, there's also that. Does he have any trainer skill? He does have trainer skill, right? Isn't he our trainer? Yeah, he has 6 in trainer. So, me leveling intelligence is also not going to be particularly useful unless I want a significant amount of skill points. And obviously, we do have a huge amount of KISLEV units with us right now, which I'm not, I don't really like that. So we're going to go over to Prague real fast. And yes, indeed, they are going to be taking this. Don't worry, they are going to be taking it. There is very little I can do about that. There's so many units there. It is very, very difficult for us to mount any significant defense. Also, someone actually said that there is a chest in the castle here, and I kind of want to take advantage of that because then I can put some items in here that I necessarily don't want to sell. Where is the chest? Is it not in the why is it not here? Okay, this is kind of strange. Wait, maybe it's I can make myself the lord of this. No, I'm not going to make myself the lord of that for now. But yeah, I would like to try and... Oh, I don't even know. I mean, we need to get more vassals, don't we? That's the thing. As storage. There we go. I would like to manage goods in secondary storage. I guess I could just do this, right? I guess I could just do this, so we could just get rid of some of this stuff. I'm actually not sure. I don't think I'm going to be using this anymore. Because the main thing with this is that it gives you magic resistance, of course, and it does summon a Demon Prince of Tzeentch if you are going to kill a magic user with it. But for me personally, I don't think that's going to be particularly useful for us right now. So I'm just going to be putting that stuff here. I'm going to put this stuff here as well. The Exquisite Diamond Ring is obviously going to be... I have 2 Hellblades. Oh, okay, so I'm going to sell one of them. There we go. Alright, so that's looking particularly nice, and we've got some decent-ish things in there as well, and yeah, so you can see here that we're building the War Academy. It's going to take 51 days. I already put in the order for that, shall we say, and hopefully that's going to work out in our favor eventually. It's going to take quite some time for that to happen, of course, which is very, very sad. But yeah, anyway... Kind of hoping that I'll be able to actually launch a counter-strike against the town that they just took. I'm not sure whether that's going to be possible. Let's actually have a look, see if there are any vassals in the area. Okay, so we do have one vassal here. He's running back inside. I'm actually quite surprised about that. I would have expected him to actually attack a bit more. Oh, hello. There's only... What? There's only 225 here. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Yeah, that actually makes all the difference in the world. Okay, well, we're just gonna charge in versus this guy. Oh yeah, I should have left my... yeah, that's actually something that I made a mistake on now. I forgot to place my KISLEV vassals I wish I had some vassals from KISLEV, even just a couple of vassals. No, I don't have the ability to do that anymore, because as people apparently rightfully said, the culture that you have as a... Oh, there's a Slanesh. Oh no, oh dear. Yeah, this is going to be a bit problematic. The culture that you have as a Herald of Khorne is actually one of the ogres, basically, because obviously you become a, you become a large, stompy guy, and, generally that makes it impossible for you to, recruit anyone else to your side, which obviously is a huge problem. That is a huge problem, and if I'd known that beforehand, then I probably would have changed my strategy a little bit and actually just, done things the more standard way, I guess. Because at the moment, obviously, I'm pretty happy with how things are going. I mean, maybe I won't be in a little bit of time, but at the moment, I'm actually pretty happy with it. One thing I'm definitely going to be looking out for is making sure that the Slanesh special units, if we are actually fighting Slanesh, of course, it very much depends, if we're fighting Khorne or if we're fighting, Tzeentch or any of these guys. Basically just have to make sure that the demon princes are dealt with as fast as possible. Also the knights too, of course, and the days. But, the days we don't really have to worry about too much. That's the really good point about it. So, yeah, anyway, there you go. That's indeed a victory for us. There's no way the enemy can actually fight back against us right now. Look, I mean, literally, look at the spam right now. Every single one of our people seems to actually be inflicting huge damage, and we really have no problems whatsoever. However, we did end up losing, still, quite a few people, which definitely makes... Well, it makes you kind of step back a little bit and kind of go, oh, okay, what's actually happening with that? Why are we losing so many people? And it just turns out that we're losing knights. Look at that. We're losing knights. We're using cavalry. It could just be because I charged my cavalry in kind of a bit randomly right there, because maybe I'm getting overconfident, or maybe I just made a poor judgment call, whatever the case may be, that's obviously something that we would like to try to reduce. So what I will do in future is we'll actually tell our infantry to charge, and our cavalry will come in from the side or something along those lines. I think that's probably going to be a much better way of handling things. At least that's what I'm going to try to do. Anyway, we're just going to continue leveling up our forces. Wow, so many people actually. This is kind of crazy. Okay, so yeah, obviously KISLEV, we want to get rid of these. So I'm gonna see, that's the thing. I don't okay. First of all, I want to take this town back, and I don't really have the time to go back to go back to Prague to be able to do that. Ah, hello, Joseph. Okay, yes, so this is actually perfect for us, because now that he's here, I can actually tell him to go away. I can tell him to go away, and because obviously he's a dwarf, we really shouldn't be having him in our party to begin with. But I was just using him for the, wonderful right to rule bonus. But what's actually quite funny about that guy is that he has an insane trade skill, massive amounts of engineering as well, and generally, I mean, yeah, you could technically explain pretty much any companion choice away with Khorne, because apparently, according to some people, the sort of tenets and rules and beliefs of Khorne are that anyone that is strong is okay, so anyone that's really strong, that's fine, you know what I mean? But yeah, well, that's neither here nor there at the moment, because obviously we're kind of a little bit less adhering to the shall we say stricter protocols, or the more shall we say specific ones, and we're just being a little bit more, we're just going to use chaos people. But obviously I do still have some KISLEV in my party at the moment, which is going to be rectified, don't worry about that. But obviously I can't really go back to Prague right now. That is just going to be way too detrimental. And as I said before, this is probably one of those times where it would be much better for me to go for the ranged troops. Because in the previous episode I was talking about the priority of a powerful character like this, where we can just go, you know, into the front line, deal significant, decisive damage, where we really don't have any worries at all, and contribute a significant amount. That's what we want to do, right? We want to, obviously, that's, you know, that's what anyone wants to do generally whenever you're going into a battle. You want to contribute in some way to make it so that your forces have an easier time. But you've also got to, you know, you have to determine what is the most dangerous thing to deal with when it comes to actually, you know, doing a siege, doing a battle, doing whatever. You know, that's generally what's happening here. It's the same thing with going into a tournament. What is the most dangerous opponent in a tournament? And those are the kinds of decisions and questions that you kind of have to deal with. Because on the one hand, you're thinking, oh yeah, okay, that guy over there, he's got a full set of armor. He's going to be really, really difficult for us to deal with. So I'm probably going to stay away from him and just let him get weaker and weaker as time goes on in this tournament. And so on. Basically making those kinds of decisions, especially when it comes to sieges as well, is definitely the way to go. Because obviously, if you think about what we are doing here and how many enemy units were actually right there at the top, firing huge amounts of ranged projectiles at us, that was making significant amount of damage coming our way, you know? That was a significant amount of damage. And, you know, ideally, it would have been a much better idea for me to just go straight for them and eliminate them. But obviously, for me, I decided not to do that because I was kind of a bit more adhering to what I said I would do in the previous episode, which was to focus more on eliminating enemies that are close by to your own troops that are in melee. Because if you can do that, you're going to free up your forces, and then they're going to be able to do things more freely than otherwise you would have seen. Because you know, these guys right here are otherwise going to be just stuck. You know, they're just going to be stuck down there, and ranged troops might not even be particularly effective. That's a thing that we've also got to bear in mind. Sometimes ranged troops are going to miss. Sometimes they're going to run out of ammunition. You know, sometimes the damage is going to get blocked. There's any number of reasons why a ranged character might not deal damage. Whereas in situations like this, where we have a bottleneck, well, it's basically a foregone conclusion that the enemy is going to block you from progressing any further. Because they're obviously right there, you know? Their infantry is obviously right there. It's making everything super, super simple for them to block you off, and then you can't actually go anywhere. You can't progress forward in the siege. So helping your forces to advance really makes a huge difference, because, I mean, just look at what we've done here. If I had eliminated the ranged troops, then this wouldn't be happening right now. My forces wouldn't have spread out. We wouldn't have had the ability to actually get these guys invested in the enemy lines being eliminated. Now, one thing that we are really, really kind of not very pleased about is the fact that we took so many casualties. But you can think, okay, how did we take so many casualties? That's because Galthak got himself taken prisoner. Well, I mean, not taken prisoner, but he got himself eliminated, and that's basically just as bad. So that's the reason why that happened. And I'm not even entirely sure why I'm taking any of the loot. I'm going to defer appointment of a lord here. And the main reason why I'm doing that is because I want to actually take some of these troops. And we're going to be putting the KISLEV vassals... Vassals? Why do I say vassals? Why am I saying vassals all the time? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to be putting the KISLEV units in here. Because obviously we're not going to be using them. Thank you very much. And we're just going to get rid of those, these. We've got quite a few of them actually, but now we're done. There we go. Wonderful. Okay. So now we can get some of these bloodletters, and we can get some chosen of corn, champions, warriors, and so on and so forth. And that's obviously fantastic. And we can level those up as well in the meantime. And on top of that, hopefully Galthak, I'm not entirely sure, why is he taking so long to recover? He's at 31%. He should be able to join our battles from 20% or so, right? I mean, he should be able to, but apparently he's, I don't know, he seems to be having some huge issues with it, which is very, very strange in my opinion. Alright, so I'm actually going to be attempting to assess this lord right here. So, as you can see, you're kind of very different, your reputation is inadequate, you're not persuasive enough, you do not have enough right to rule. So, here's the thing. From what I can tell, this is not going to work for one major reason, at least one major reason. I'm pretty sure there's a number of other reasons why it won't work, but the main reason is that I don't have enough persuasion. That's the big deal. So I'm gonna ask him. All right? No. Did you? No. There you go. As you can see, that's it. That's it. There. He's not even going forward. Even though we have 100 relation with him, you are going to need persuasion if you want to try to get people to join you. And obviously, it's not really going to work out too well for me personally, because obviously I am already a different culture. It would have been a lot easier if I had done that beforehand, but of course that's just not how it went at the time. You know, because I've already told you about that. Anyway, so that's obviously been besieged, which is not that big a deal. We can go back there and do that almost immediately after we've taken this. It's very important, actually, that we get this done before we go back to the town, because otherwise we are probably going to remain in a perpetual state of defending and being more on the defensive, more on the sort of back foot. We don't really want that to happen. Ooh, that's interesting. A Nurgle Chaos Sorcerer. Okay, nearby wounded healing. Oh wow, they get... okay. Nearby wounded healing potion troops get a chance to regenerate to full health. Not sure if the healing potion needs healing, but okay, sure. I will be fine with that. That's all right. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. All right, but one thing I have to say though, I actually really love this map. I think this map looks really cool, actually. And wow, wait a minute. Okay, let's be a little bit careful here. I'm getting murdered. Okay, so let me just see if I can... I just need to get behind enemy lines here, just so that my forces that spawn when I enter Frenzy are actually going to be right among the enemy. And that's exactly what we want, of course. We want them to be as effective as possible, so basically placing them behind enemy lines is perfect, because that means that enemies are going to be facing towards them, they're going to be facing their backs to our main force, and it's just going to be so much easier for us to penetrate their lines. Now, I believe... that's it? Wow, that was... yeah, I mean... well, that's the funny thing. I'm actually wondering, do followers of Nurgle actually have demon princes? Because I haven't seen any, I don't think. Have I? I don't think I've seen any, so that's actually something that I'm kind of wondering about, because yeah, sure, they do have, you know, champions of Nurgle. I believe they have warriors of Nurgle and knights of Nurgle. Do they have knights of Nurgle or something like that? I'm actually not entirely sure. But yeah, they have a huge amount of various other units, but I've never seen them actually have a demon prince. So I'm kind of wondering whether they have it at all. Because as you see here, we're in a Nurgle place, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious that this is a Nurgle place because we're fighting only Nurgle people. So, you know, it would stand to reason that they might have some Nurgle demon princes. But I'm actually not seeing that, which is really weird. Not entirely sure why that is. Maybe they don't have them, you know, lore-wise. I actually don't know. I have no idea. So that's actually really interesting to me. because I was 100% assuming that if we did come across an advanced force of some kind, that we were going to be seeing some Demon Princes of Nurgle. Anyway, there you go. That is indeed a victory for us. We did end up losing quite a few troops once again, but that is to be expected, of course. You know, for some reason, Galthak having 5 in surgery is just not enough for some reason. I don't know why. We're going to be deferring appointment of a Lord once again, so that we can do this. So that we can do this. This is it. This is literally all we want to do. We just want to continue taking Chosen of Khorne and all the other troops here. And I'm basically, I am a little bit, I'm a little bit dubious about actually leaving my my garrisons so, shall we say, lightly defended, if you can call it light. I mean, I think that they're pretty lightly defended right now. And I'm not a big fan of that, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to... Oh, I can't recruit from there just yet. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, anyway, as you can see... Ooh, hello. Haha. That's actually not even that many, amusingly enough. Do you think I can actually go in here and win on a in a field battle? Because here's the thing. If I can defeat them in a field battle, then we don't have to worry about them bringing even more reinforcements. Because if they bring more reinforcements, we're going to have some huge issues. That's going to be a pretty big problem, and I don't really want to have to deal with that. However, they do have... Do they have any Demon Princes here? Whoa, they got 5! That guy's got 5 Demon Princes of Khorne. This guy's got 3. This guy's got 2. This guy's got 2 as well, and this guy's got 2 as well. Okay, yeah. So there's basically, what, 10 of them or something like that, which is actually pretty impressive. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over and I'm actually going to fight them. I am actually going to fight them. This is probably not the best idea, because as you can see, we have only 200 against 400, and generally... being defensive in this situation would definitely give us the advantage. But, and this is a pretty big caveat here, I don't want them to be able to take the town back. And if they bring more vassals along to actually help them with the siege, which I'm almost assured that they will, then things are going to not work out very well for us. They're not going to go well at all. So what I'm actually kind of hoping here, maybe we can actually do something cool. I don't know whether this is going to work, but I will try it, okay? Let's see if this actually makes a difference. Maybe I can actually do something really, really impressive here. Okay, he's dead. Well, that was not too bad. That was actually really impressive, in my opinion. That was pretty good. Okay, that's kind of what I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping to eliminate some more of these fellows as well, if I can. Because if I can eliminate these, then they're going to have a much lower shot at actually killing any of our forces. So, very happy about that. Okay, let's tell our cavalry and so on and so forth to charge in, because otherwise they're just going to be randomly, you know, standing around doing nothing. Okay, so now this is a problem. This issue right here. This is a big, big problem. We've got Demon Princes en masse, and they are going to absolutely murder everyone that we have. So I'm just going to try to focus them down. That's literally all I'm going to do. I'm just going to focus them down as soon as possible. Let's see if I can actually do that. Do they have casters? They surely don't have casters, right? Maybe Tzeentch does. I don't know. I got hit by the Demon Prince right there for massive damage, as you might expect. Yeah, as you can see. I did kill him now, though, so that's nice. Okay, how are we doing? How are we doing? Okay, no, we're doing fine so far, I think. Just got to be a little bit careful here. Okay, I'm going to have to... use my advanced speed here to get in and actually try to... yeah, that's not going to really work out too well, is it? Oh dear. Okay, I'm kind of stuck right now. This is not so good. Let me just move away a little bit. Okay, these are my forces, so I don't have to worry about them too much. It seems like a Demon Prince was actually eliminated already, so that's really good. And now my... how's my rage doing? My rage is actually... perfectly fine. Again, I can use a healing potion. There is that available. Is this mine? No, that's not mine. Okay, good that I killed that. Okay, wonderful. And we've got another one here. He's dead. Okay, that's fine as well. That guy's dead too. Alright, so wait a minute. We've already... okay, yeah. The ratio of kills He's not looking so good. There we go, there we go. We've summoned some more troops. That's exactly what we wanted. Oh, I summoned a Demon Prince of Khorne as well. That's absolutely fantastic. Okay, that's really, really perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to reconsolidate my forces here. We're not going to continue just charging in randomly. That's not something that we want to do. Wait a minute. Why are my forces running ahead here? Did I just tell someone random to do that? Cavalry? I think I must have told cavalry to do that or something along those lines. I'm actually not entirely sure, but yeah, anyway. The point is, I am going to try to very quickly focus down these guys right here. See if I can kill this guy. It's going to be unlikely that I can take him down with so many people around him, unfortunately. Okay, let's tell my forces to charge in once again. Okay, kill him. Yes, yes, he's dead. Okay, whew. That's all I wanted to do. That is literally all I wanted to do. The Demon Princes are going to be the thing that will be the most damaging. So if we can eliminate those, that is all we need to do. You know, that is literally our only goal in this entire battle. It is just to kill Demon Princes. What's kind of annoying is the red screen, though. That is very annoying, but it is... Yeah, I mean, it does prevent you from being super effective 100% of the time. Because obviously there is that to consider, you know, how effective you actually are in frenzy mode. You're very, very powerful in frenzy mode, and so maybe the screen is kind of like a small penalty to pay for being so strong. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's the point of it. Okay, so I'm gonna reconsolidate once again, just a little bit, just so that I can eliminate this Demon Prince right here, and maybe this one. Come on now. Come on now. You can do this. You can do this. Come on now. Go fist. Come on. Smash one. Yes. There we go. Absolutely perfect. Okay, let's tell them to charge again. I'm just trying to be as hilariously tactical as possible. You know, it's actually quite funny because I'm not trying to be super intricate with the strategy, obviously, but the strategy is just to try to reduce and minimize casualties as much as possible, because obviously if I can be taking the damage, then that is so much more effective than you know, if my forces were taking the damage, like we've talked about many times. I am so resilient right now that me taking damage is just generally 100% the better way to go. Alright, so we barely had any people whatsoever to potentially take prisoner. I only had one person and I let him go because I thought, hey, you know what, let's just try to get some reputation, even if we, I don't know, even if I'm unable to get any persuasion whatsoever. I think maybe the, I'm not sure entirely how much you need to be able to persuade vassals. But I think I saw somewhere that someone said that you need at least 4 in persuasion to be able to recruit the lowest level of vassal. And then you need, I think, is it 8 or 6? I actually don't know the way that they've calculated things. But basically you need at least 4 to have a chance of getting the lowest level vassals, and you need 10 to be able to get the, you know, higher echelons of vassals. Anyway, thank you very much for telling me that it is actually Control S and not Control A to take the prisoners. So there you go. Boom. Look at how nice and quick and easy that was. So we don't all have to be frustrated watching me just click a huge amount of times. So that's really nice. Anyway, this is also really good. The fact that this is a deferred fief makes this so much easier, because now I can basically just go straight on in here and I can sort out the garrison however I like. I can deposit forces however we want as well, and we don't even have to worry about it. It's so incredibly good. So if I can just continue leveling these fellows up and actually replacing the forces that we lose, then I'll be really pleased with that. Unfortunately, KISLEV are continuing to join us, but I actually don't even know. Is that bad? Is it bad for them to join us right now? Because they are actually providing us with significant gains in regards to our garrison forces, which, well, while they might not be particularly effective in a pinch, they are going to be, you know, bodies, and that's kind of what we want. We want there to be as many bodies in the garrison as possible to, you know, hopefully make it very hard for enemies to even consider sieging it. We're going to get 2,000 for those prisoners. That's absolutely fine. All right, so as you can see, look at that. We've now consolidated this area, and now all we need to do is capture these 3, and then we will have a really nice pocket of thieves. Now, here's the thing. It's actually quite funny. I'm kind of wondering whether I should strike at the heart of the Chaos faction right here and actually go to Mount Vanir. It might be an idea, or we just continue to go a little bit more, shall we say, considered with our movements, because we could just go straight for them right now. Technically, we could if we wanted to, but we could also go here and we could take this. It very much depends. 172. They only have 172. That's not even that bad. We could probably do this pretty easily, but Galthak is still injured, which is somewhat unfortunate. Okay, what do we have here? We've got Valnir the Reaper. He's a Nurgle. Does he have a Demon Prince of Nurgle? No, there are no Demon Princes of Nurgle, from what I can tell. So I'm going to assume that maybe that is indeed a lore thing, and that's probably not possible. Alright, so let's have a look here. Okay, so that guy, okay, yeah, never mind. That guy has just gone in there and made that garrison completely unappealing. So instead, we will go in here. Is Galthak ready? Yes, he's ready to go to work. So let's do this. Engineering 5, activate. Ah, I miss the days when we would get sally outs. Yes, but that obviously is never going to happen with Chaos, because otherwise we'd need to have a majority of ranged troops. And obviously we don't have those. But this is a very interesting siege, actually. Look at how close quarters this is. This is really, really harsh, actually, all things considered, because look at the amount of archers they have on the rooftop here. I mean, the only reason why I'm surviving this, by the way, is literally just because of ward save. I don't know whether you noticed that before the text log completely disappeared, because it just broke. That's been a thing for ages in Warband, and I don't think it's ever going to change, which is quite funny. I think that... Does that actually still happen in Bannerlord? I think that might actually still happen in Bannerlord, which is quite amusing. Because I think, if I recall, when I played the Old Realms, that was also a case of I was killing so many enemies that I think it may have disappeared. I actually don't know. I can't remember now. Maybe we need to check that out again at some point. I actually wonder how it's doing. Anyway, we can murder every single thing here, hopefully, at least. And then I'll be able to... Wait a minute, what's actually going on here? Is that a Demon Prince? That was a Demon Prince actually attacking us? Wow, I can't believe it. We literally lost 39 troops so far. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is really bad, actually. So this is the reason why maybe this time around it would have been a better idea for me to go for the archers. Because going for the archers in this case would have dramatically reduced the amount of damage that the enemy could do. And obviously not everyone has ward save, right? Not all of my characters, you know, all of my people, my friends have ward save. No, they don't. They don't have ward save. So it is standing to reason that it would be a much better idea for me to attack their most damaging people. But, well, sometimes I just think to myself, should I do that or should I do the other thing? You know what I mean? It's just... Yeah, you basically can't make the right decision, because one of the times that you decide, oh yes, I'm going to go and kill the ranged troops, is the only time where the ranged troops are going to be completely useless. And then if you decide, oh no, I'm going to kill the ones really, really close to our forces, then they're all of a sudden going to be, you know, amazing, the ranged troops, that is, you know, because then they're literally just going to be able to do, you know, insane damage and just murder everything in sight. And that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. It's kind of like you know, you're kind of screwed if you do, and you're screwed if you don't. You know what I mean? Kind of like that. Because in that case, you know, you're kind of thinking to yourself, okay, yeah, I'll target their weakest point. You know, but maybe that's not the best idea. Maybe targeting the strongest point is the best idea, especially as a strong character. Because if you target their weakest point, you know, aka something that isn't even doing that much damage, then you're not really contributing that much in actual fact. And it's just kind of, making it much more difficult to achieve victory. Anyway, it seems like these enemies are stuck in the environment. Are they? Oh no, they're actually on the... Oh no, wait, never mind. They're actually on the roof. That's funny. Okay, yeah, so that's easy enough for us to eliminate. And there's 0 enemies remaining. Great, okay. I actually thought that I'd have to retreat or something like that, but thankfully not. 17 renown for us. I lost 72 troops. Yeah, that just goes to show. That just literally goes to show. 72 troops. I can't believe it, actually. I literally cannot believe it. That's actually incredible if you think about it. Okay, we're gonna just once again do that. Yeah, split it equally. What? I got 0? Are you serious? Okay, well, apparently I got 0. So now, here's the funny thing. Technically, I could do a very funny strategy that I learned about a while ago. This was actually a strategy that I was contemplating using for my native playthrough, my anniversary playthrough, 10 years anniversary from my previous series. From my, well, shall we say, from my original series of Warband, right? And the strategy is basically this. You take everything, right? So, like, obviously you've created your own faction. You take a fief. You defer appointment of a lord. You go into the garrison. You take every single troop that you can. Every single troop. You take all of these. I can't actually use the keybind here, by the way. But yeah, you take every single troop from here, reinforce your army with it, and then you just move on, and that's it. And if it's a particularly easy fief to deal with, which I think this one was actually not too bad, then the enemies are probably going to be taking it back relatively soon. Oh, there's Thrud, by the way. He has 189 troops. Okay, well, that's actually pretty impressive. I'm quite surprised. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how he was even able to do that, but okay. All right, maybe he's just got a huge amount of renown or something like that. I actually have no idea. Anyway, we otherwise now have the ability to reinforce our army in a significant fashion. And now what's really cool is that if the enemy decides to take that back, which they probably will, all things considered. I mean, let's face it, they probably will try to take it back. Very easily, in fact. And yeah, I actually forgot to do that farmer quest. That's super funny. Dearie me. Okay, yeah. So basically what we're going to do is I'm just going to let them do it. I'm just going to let them take this back. Bjorg has returned to us, which is very nice. And I'm actually going to be asking Erasmus if he can go and do the Right to Rule quest. The main problem with Erasmus going is that he is our trainer, and that's really annoying because he could potentially, you know, he's going to be helping us a great deal to level up our low-level troops, but we're just going to have to, you know, we're just going to have to deal with it, unfortunately. There's not much I can do about that. Okay, wait, what's going on here? Yeah, so they actually took that. That's absolutely fine. I have no problem with that. And we got this guy. Yeah, that's fine as well. That's also absolutely fine. Not a problem whatsoever. We really do not have to worry about this. Okay, we do not need to worry about this at all. Because here's the thing. If they are focusing on this, then they're not focusing on anything else. And what's great about this is that we can now go straight on in. I'm going to assume that they've placed some people in the garrison here. Yeah, as you can see. Why do I want a meeting? Oh, it's because it's randomly under siege. Oh, it's because Thrud is taking it. Oh, that is so funny. He's actually trying to take it. Okay, well, good luck, sir. Good luck. Okay, well, I was actually going to show you the strategy that I had just outlined to you. But apparently, that is not on the cards for today. So I guess I will literally just go in and try to take this other castle. Ah, there's KISLEV. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's annoying. That's annoying, isn't it? I'm actually very annoyed right now, but okay. Never mind. KISLEV are... There are no words. Alright? There are no words that I can use right now to describe how I feel about KISLEV. I think loathsome. Loathsome is a good word for that. That's probably the one I'd choose to go for here, because all things considered, they are a perfectly fine faction. But their main problem is that they have so many eye switches. Please, please no more eye switches. Yes, exactly. It's just very annoying to fight them. Anyway, I'm just going to try and eliminate this demon prince here. Come on now. Yes, there we go. Kill this one as well. Very nice. Okay, so let's just try and get beyond the first little point here. And I'm just going to try to focus down the demon princes. There we go. We got some people summoned. And I need to focus the demon princes as soon as possible. The problem is I cannot, because I'm just getting focused myself. There we go. He's dead, he's dead, he's dead. This guy is also going to be dying in just a moment. They can inflict massive damage, by the way, so we have to be very, very careful. This guy is going to do massive damage too. Thankfully, we killed him. There we go. That one's dead as well. Nice. Okay. This is actually going remarkably well. He says, as he probably is losing tens of thousands of units in the span of 2 seconds. What do you bet? Yeah, I have no idea. But all I know is that we are just going to have to continue fighting. This is, again, I actually really like every single, almost every single siege layout I really like. I like these siege layouts so far because they are not preventing any kind of movement. Like, there are no invisible walls or anything like that. Because invisible walls, for me personally, are some of the most annoying things to deal with. Especially as, you know, someone that needs to go behind enemy lines to actually, you know, contribute to the battle significantly and so on and so forth. You know, those kinds of things. You know what I mean? Because if you have invisible walls, it really makes it extremely difficult to maneuver around, especially in Warband, obviously, because of the way that, you know, unit collision works in this game in comparison to in Bannerlord. Bannerlord, it's slightly better in my opinion. The unit collision, you're able to kind of go through your units a bit more. So if people are in front of you, for example, you're going to have a much easier time getting past them in comparison to, you know, Warband. Because people are a lot more sturdy, shall we say. They're a lot more solid. But yeah, this is a really, really cool layout. I like it a lot. This is especially good for ranged troops, of course. Actually, you know what? You know, it may not actually be that good if you, as the attacker force, have ranged troops as well. Because if you have ranged troops as well, you can basically just eliminate the enemy's ranged troops super, super easily. So it just basically comes down to who has the most ranged troops. That's pretty much it. Anyway, I'm going to be hiring every single one of these. Thank you very much. And now we're maxed out in terms of our company size, which is absolutely perfect. And I'll show you why that actually is in just a moment. Because look, I think you can already guess what I'm going to be doing. I think you can. Defer appointment of a lord. And we're going to be, you know, sharing the spoils equally. We're going to be taking a look at the garrison here. And now what's really cool about this is this. I'm going to be placing every single one of these KISLEV people in the garrison. There's going to be quite a lot because there were 170 troops or something like that. 170 prisoners or something. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how many they had, but they had a pretty significant number. And so what we're going to do is I'm literally just going to be doing this where we place all of these people in here, and then all I do is I just take the corn vassals. Vassals? Why do I keep saying vassals today? I don't know. See, it's because I really want to get vassals, but that's never going to happen. You know, that's never going to happen right now. Anyway, the point is, now look at what we have here. I've got 56 Chaos Zealots as well. I would love to be able to find a Cult Master. Maybe I can actually find one. I don't know. It's probably going to be a little bit difficult for us to do that, but look at what has happened now. Look at the swing of what we've just had happen. Because when we first started this siege, we had, what was it? I think we had 190 troops or something like that. Then we maxed out our company size. We had 312. And now we have 264 with an almost well, not a full garrison, but it's 90 troops. 90 troops is definitely something that the enemy is going to be a little bit in two minds about. They're going to think, oh, maybe we shouldn't go in here, you know? Maybe we shouldn't attack. Okay, so we are actually at war against KISLEV now. Yes. I am livid. Because, well, okay, funnily enough, I'm not actually that livid because, yeah, sure, it's very, very annoying. Okay, wait a minute. Can I buy some cattle? Yes, thank you very much. Okay, just gonna buy 5 cattle real quick. Yeah, so now here's the thing. This is obviously something that someone actually told me and reminded me of, because this is a really, really interesting mechanic, at least in my opinion. Basically, you're able to slaughter the cows at any point, and then you can get some beef as a result. And then look at the beef. It's actually really, really effective at giving you good party morale, and it has a huge amount of like numerical value as well, because there's 80 in each stack, which is pretty significant. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, someone reminded me of this. And thank you very much, basically. Thank you very much, because what I can do now is, now we can move on, and I don't have to actually return to my town and buy some food or anything like that. Okay, so for some reason, KISLEV seems to have insane amounts of troops in every single fief, in comparison to Chaos, who seem to have only around 180 troops in the castle. I don't know why they have that, but apparently that's a thing. Anyway, we did actually level up, so what are we going to spec into? I guess intelligence once again, right? I could go for some more pathfinding, because I am actually the pathfinder here. If I recall correctly, I think Galthak wants to be the pathfinder, doesn't he? So I don't need to really do that super badly, do I? I don't think I do. So apart from that, what can I do that is going to be useful? I can do prisoner management, or we can do constitution. I'm thinking right now that I would like to do constitution, because I actually feel like regenerating my own HP could be really useful. But then at the same time, I'm thinking, maybe not, you know? Maybe that's not going to be a particularly useful idea. I don't know. That's the funny thing. None of these things are actually going to be significantly useful for us anymore. I guess I'll just go for the Constitution then. It's quite funny, actually, isn't it? It's quite funny. We're basically pretty much maxed out. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. We're now at war against 2 different factions, as we expected, because obviously KISLEV were not going to stay quiet, of course. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.